everybody. It's Colleen here with Chalk Couture. Coming in with part 2. I have 2 of these sleds. I did a project with one already. And tonight's project we're going to do a completely different spin on this adorable Christmas sled. Once I get this shared, we will get going. And then I'll tell you all about it. Okay, here we go. So, this was actually a sled from AC Moore that I actually painted red. This was the previous project that I did. Very simple, very trendy right now with the black and white Christmas. So I just painted the sled. It was a wooden sled. I just painted it white. I'm actually gonna, I think I want to raise my camera up just a little bit because I feel like I'm cutting off the whole sled. There we go. So this was the first project I did. I tried to do something a little different with the second one since I bought 2 of them. Since it was a pretty decent sale at AC Moore on their sleds. So I just painted it red. And then right before I came live, I actually put a little bit of dark walnut stain on here, sanded it, and then put some wax. So it's kind of nice and smooth. I'm actually just going to grab another paper towel just to kind of clean it off just even a little bit more. And I wanted to do something a little different. You can see the dark walnut stain coming up. And that's okay. I like it. I think it came out super cute. It looks very vintagey, distressed. I'm very, very happy with it. So, for tonight's project, I wanted to do something a little different and not put a Christmas saying on the sled. I thought, let's try something a little different. So, I'm just going ahead, getting my chalk paste ready because it's going to be just with white chalk paste tonight. I'm just getting it to that nice yogurt-like consistency. So, for tonight's project, I actually thought that I would use our Family Where Life Begins and Love Never Ends. And I believe this should all fit here on the back. But I just figured let's try a little something different than putting Christmas. And what is Christmas all about after all than family, right? So I kind of thought that tied in very nicely. So let's just measure this out real quick. All the pieces, this is the transfer, how it came. It actually has, oh, let me just scoot this out from underneath the iPad here. This is the Love Never Ends, and it's got these cute little added decorative pieces in here. There's 2 of them. So I'll see at the end if I have room for that or not, but I also got this cute little this little wreath at Target that I thought would look kind of cute, maybe right up front here. So I think what I'll try to do is maybe move this down just a little bit. So I'm coming right to the edge down here with that. And then if I do family kind of centered right there in the middle, and then the wreath. Or if I'm not real happy, hello Debbie. If I'm not real happy with the wreath, then I can come back in and put this little embellishment that comes with this transfer set. So how are you, Debbie? I hope you're doing okay today. So let's just go ahead and get started. As I mentioned, this was all one piece. I cut right along the dotted lines of the transfer, and I labeled the back pieces. And we always label the back of our transfers so that we know which transfer to return to which carrier sheet. I'm so glad you're doing well, Debbie. So that is the reason why we labeled the back, because when we're finished with our transfers, we've cleaned them, we want to return them to the correct side of the carrier sheet. So you'll notice that, if I could get this off here, let's say, this is the shiny side of your carrier sheet. That's where your sticky side is going to go. This is the paper side. We don't want to accidentally put the transfer on the paper side. So that is why we label our transfers. So let's go right ahead. I'm going to just go ahead and continue to remove this. And you can see that I actually have used this transfer a few times. It still has some remaining fuzz on it. It is perfectly fine. The silkscreen area is clear and good to go. So I'm not fuzzing it because I'm using this on wood. I did wax my wood so it does have a nice smooth finish, and I did that because I don't want to accidentally pick up any little pieces of wood on the back of my transfer. I have a little something stuck there. All right, it's okay. It's not in my silkscreen area. So let's go ahead and place this down. Trying to just center it by just by looking. Let's see, that should still fit there perfectly. I just want to double check to see if I have any more room. I actually do have a little bit more room if I wanted to scooch down just a little bit, which I think I may. I may just move this down just a pinch. So sorry. I got a phone call right in the middle of my live. I will have to call them back. Hopefully you guys are still there. You okay? Everybody's still there? Alrighty. So let us get this centered. Again, I just scooched it down a little bit. I'm going to use my squeegee just to make sure I have a nice tight seal, no bubbles in my transfer. I'm just feeling no bubbles. We are good to go. I did stir my chalk paste to that nice yogurt-like consistency. So I'm going to grab a smaller squeegee because this is just one small word. I usually just put my paste on the front like that and squeeze off the excess using the side of the jar. So I usually don't have any chalk paste on that side. Most of it's all on this side. And then that way I can just pull straight across like so. Easy peasy. I had a lot of chalk paste on there, so I'm going to get rid of that excess right now, put that right back on the side. I'm going to hold my squeegee at a 90 degree and just get all of that excess chalk paste, make sure I'm getting rid of any lines that might have been in there. Hopefully, okay. Oops, all right, I think they hung up. Are you guys still there? Sorry about that again. Okay, so I'm hoping that this was dry enough because I did stain it and then put the paste on it right before coming live. So hopefully, yes, perfect. I was just a little concerned that it might still be wet, but that came out pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Can you guys see? I'll hold it up a little bit for you. So that is that. Then we can quickly come in and dry this. I'm just going to move my chalk paste because I don't like to have an open chalk paste right next to where I'm heating, just because I don't want to dry out my chalk paste. So let's give this a quick dry. Woo, when you heat that up, I can really smell the stain that I just used before it came on. Woo, that is strong. The stain and the wax, probably. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is strong. Okay, moving right along. Just grabbing a quick sip of tea. Okay, then we're going to go with Where Life Begins. Same thing, that's labeled on the back. We're going to remove that, put that off to the side. And then I'm going to take this up pretty much to the top of the sled right here. And it's nice that it's red. I can see right through the transfer to where it ends. So that's right where it ends. I feel like that's hopefully pretty straight. Let me just check one more thing. Never ends. Perfect. Okay. So I think we are good. Use my squeegee just to make sure that's on there good. No bubbles. Hopefully I didn't just put a bubble in there. I think I did. Let's try that again. You can hear that it had a bubble in there. Did you hear that noise it was making? Okay. Perfect. Let's grab that chalk paste back in here again. And then we're just going to, same deal. Put some on the top, get it off of the back end here, and then we should just be able to make quick work of this. Right across. And get all that excess off again. There we go. Perfect. I have a nice thin layer on there, which is exactly what I want. Oh, that looks so beautiful. That font looks so good on the red. I love that. So pretty. Okay, let's get that. I just am placing my transfers into the pan of water that I have off to the side. We'll dry this again super quick. Perfect, that is good and dry. And moving right along, where life begins. I'm just going to be careful because some of this is going to touch the top here. Just trying to center this and not have my tip of my D and the L touch the letters above. Kind of want to give it just a little space though. Let me just check one more time that I have plenty of space. I'm actually going to move this down just a touch right to there. I feel like that's pretty centered. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. I just always eyeball everything. I never really use any rulers or anything like that. I just kind of wing it. So let's bring that chalk paste back in again now that I'm done drying. And one, almost done. We have just 2 more pieces of this to go. I keep putting a lot of chalk on there. I definitely do not need all that chalk. I love how nicely it goes right across the letters. It's so easy. It's like a layer on, a layer off. And that's all you gotta do. I always make sure, because I am the worst culprit for this, missing the very edges of the letters or the tips like up here at the top. Always miss those. So let me just make sure I do have those covered. My A is covered, the end of my E. And everything looks good. And love. And let's dry that one again real quick. Woo, that smell. Oh my goodness. So in hindsight, I think that I will definitely do the staining and waxing and leave it overnight, because wow, when you heat that, that is really strong. Oh my goodness. Okay, we are just about to the end here, where life begins and love never ends. Since I took that to the top, I'm going to take this kind of down towards the bottom here. Hopefully that's giving it just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, grabbing my squeegee yet again. And then the final piece. And we are all done. And how pretty is this? And very different. It would make an awesome Christmas present, I think. Okay, now we are done with our squeegee. That can go into our pan of water. We can remove our little stirry stick as well. Try and get some of that excess that we put around the sides when we were squeegeeing off. And push that down. And then remember, we had that great tip that I just learned about spraying just a touch of water into our chalk paste and then closing it. And then that way, when we go to use it for our next project, we'll have the water in there all ready to go. And it should be good. Let's remove this. And we are finished. How awesome. Let's just heat this real quick. I got a couple chalk boogies because I closed my char right over top of my project. All that is dried paste that's on the side of your jar. And I'm notorious for doing it right over my project and getting little chalk boogies all over. That should be good and dry. So then, I think, I don't want to hot glue this because I really want to be, but I mean, I could hot glue it. That would probably be best, but I think that that will look super cute right there. Or I have pop dots. I could just put the pop dots on there. And I think that that would be super cute. It should hold it, but probably the best thing to do would be to use the hot glue gun just to put it on there. And then I can always remove it if I want to change out my design. But that is it, guys. Family, where life begins and love never ends on a super cute sled. How awesome. Now, if I wanted to keep this, I did this project as you saw in chalk. So if I definitely wanted to keep this, give this as a gift, I could just spray this with Krylon spray sealer. I would do a couple coats over top, and that will not go anywhere. But because I waxed before I chalked, I should be able to. I've never tested this, and I really should, to see if I can get this off. I think from what I've heard from other designers is that if you use a darker pigment on wood that you've waxed, it's gonna not come off quite as well. I have not tested it with white to see if that would be easily removed, but I love this the way it is. I'm gonna leave it as chalk because I'm not doing anything. I'm not giving it as a gift or anything like that. And then this way, if I decide later on, maybe next year, if I want to change this out to something else, then I can do that. So that is it for me tonight. I thank you so much for hanging in there. If you're watching the replay, I thank you for stopping by to see tonight's fun little project. And I will be back tomorrow with another fun project, another Christmas-themed fun project tomorrow. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a fantastic rest of your night. Bye, Debbie.